Welcome to Undiscovered Traders.
I just don't want to really play and do any trades pre-market because I just want to spend the time playing poker.
Andrey was a six-figure trader. He's just dropped under the radar.
If I sit on the table and I don't feel I'm better than the other players, why should I be there?
Welcome to Undiscovered Traders, the podcast that focuses on the charts, stats, and edge of the latest six-figure verified traders who have not been interviewed before. Today we're talking to no F3, S3, and S7, but by his screen name, but goes better as Andrey. And Andrey's from, I hope I say this right, Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Andrey was a six-figure trader. He's just dropped under the radar, but we'll cover it in a little bit. So welcome to the six-figure club. We've pulled you back out. But he's also a professional trader and teacher, so we're going to get into that in a little while. But first, Andrey, how are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Andrey. I'm 34 years old. And basically, I have been betting money for a living like the past 13, 14 years. I haven't really taken any real life job, and because I started playing poker at 19 years old, and I just found myself to be very successful there. So I took that time to develop myself in poker, and after some time I just realized that there is some limit in playing poker. I mean, if you level up through the stakes, you reach some point in which it's really hard to compound the money or just use your skills. I found that in trading, or at least from the theory I know about trading, that this limitation is not there. I mean, you can once you find a real edge, you can just compound any wealth you got and just reach new highs. Yeah. So this is my philosophy for building wealth, if you can say so. I'm trying to be really tight on risk. I don't want to go to zero, and I've never been to zero, like playing poker or trading so far. I mean, I had struggles in both, if I can separate them as professions. But what I've learned is that the only way to succeed in something like this is to just work on yourself. I mean, you have to do all the hard work by your own. There is nobody who is going to tell you how to do it and how to do it properly, because everybody is different. Different people have different emotions, like level of risk. Some are willing to risk a lot of money and reach a very, very big amount of money in a very short span of time. That's definitely not me.
And how much have you made in poker? Are you allowed to say? Is it okay to say roughly a figure?
Let's say that I don't know, maybe mid 6 figures, but it's really done slowly. I mean, I've never been a poker player who just jump into the stakes. If you know the basic of pokers, like the stakes are doubling up, like you're playing with $100 on the table. Next level you're playing with 200, 400, 600, 1000, etc. So I just choose to play like mid stakes there, like 200, 400, for example, and make some money without pushing the boundaries of myself, because it really takes a lot of emotion to manage the drawdowns, of course, because it's the same like trading. Once you get used to losing like $5,000 in a day, then you get used to losing like 10,000. But there is just a limit for everyone. And by the time I got older and I got a really lovely family, I just started lowering my risk because now there are people, new people, like my kids who depend on me, and it's not an option for myself to disappoint everyone uh, who um, who I really love. So I want to really, my approach is to take things really slow and build very steady in a steady manner, and diversify between still I'm playing poker, and thus I built a trading approach which can allow me to do that, because I'm in a really different time zone, considering the market USA, because now it's like 7:20, and for example, for me, it's not an option to stay up late in night. I cannot really play after hours, or I just don't want to really play and do any trades pre-market, because I just want to spend the time playing poker and make some money there.
No, makes full sense. I'll let you screen share and bring up your Kinfo chart. We'll take a quick look at it now. But I just wanted to ask you, what is the most important trait that you need to have as a trader and a poker player for success? Is the one aligned trait?
It's definitely the discipline. I mean, once you have the discipline and the courage to never let it go. I mean, for me, it even because I can say that in trading, I struggled really a lot compared to poker, and I understand it simply because in trading, you're like from day one, you're playing against all the very good guys. I mean, there are plenty of traders which spent millions of dollars researching. There are all the hedge funds, all the institutional traders, and you're just there in this pool, which is really hard for a beginner. It's like I can even say that it's impossible to just put any money in trading and start winning money. I don't think that it's possible to do that. And just to say, in poker, you're just slowly building levels. You're getting higher and higher, and you're playing against really bad people at the beginning. I mean, they just don't know how to play poker and so on. So it's thus the training's a lot harder than poker, definitely.
It's really interesting. So what would be a secret to being disciplined? Like, what do you do that 99% of people can't do that makes you disciplined?
Well, I can say that I never give up. I mean, if you never give up and you believe in the idea that you want to succeed in some no matter it's like poker trading or a real life job, the courage you get from maybe it's even motivation you can get from not giving up is the force that moves you forward. Because there always be moments in which you want to give up because you no longer like it. It's very boring. It's very it became really stressful for you, but not giving up and having the routine, like you wake up at some time, you do whatever you like in the day, and you just set your mind that after the market opens, you're here, you're staying here, you're doing your job, you're doing everything in your powers to become better.
Yeah,
It's the most important thing in any aspect, I guess.
Yeah, 100% agree and 100% understand. Let's very interesting wisdom, very interesting thoughts. If you want to bring up your Kinfo stats. Okay, so we have your chart up here. I want to ask you about your screen name, no pro 3 C3 no 7. But more importantly is you never had a drawdown. You did this is your only trading account because you never went red, it looks.
Yeah. Well, I do actually have drawdowns because as a trader, I decided to approach the market totally in a systematic way, because I understood that, of course, everyone has some background in trading, and my short background was that, of course, I paid a lot of money to get into some groups, to get with some really good traders, and try to learn from them. But none of them had this systematic trading approach, and all of them were really great traders, but they were discretional traders. And the problem is that no one can teach you about his experience, because if you're a very good discretional trader, you became such because you have a lot of experience, and also you work a lot on your own. So before 2023, because this graph starts from I think around about this year, 2023, I was like 1 year in a room which tried to introduce like systematic trading, but things were really struggling. I mean, I went into like 50, 60, 70% drawdown, in which just things were bouncing up and down and nothing really happened. So one day I just decided to quit the room and start doing all the research on myself. I mean, of course, I've seen some methods, how to collect data, how to maybe use data, how to have some templates for analyzing data and so on. And I decided to start building all this process on my own. I call it process because once you go through all the process, I mean, collecting the data, analyzing the data, using the data, and really finding the edge all the traders are talking about. I think that a lot of beginners like to actually see what an edge is, because I've seen it in poker for like 13 years. And if I sit on a table and I don't feel like I'm better than the other players, why should I be there? So in trading, it's exactly the same. If you cannot say why are you better, or what are you doing better than others, then it's impossible for you to have an edge. Everything is just maybe dreaming, and you can just hit a few good trades and become like very selfish that everything is working, just to go to zero. After that, I guess this is the story for a lot of beginning traders. So the graph goes on the right side, of course. I think this was really the thing that helped me push this milestone, 6 figures, to just do all the work on myself. I mean, I was literally like 6 months and more. I was doing everything on my own. I mean, before that, I had, for example, a friend who would I would ask him to pull me some data, to pull me some information I can work on, because I wasn't really good in just collecting data, for example, because I knew like exactly zero about Python. And he was pulling data, sending to me, of course, and nothing really worked that way, because once I started literally seeing how the data comes, it's just not secret. I can say that I'm using Python. I'm writing code in Python and using Polygon, if it's pronounced this way. So it's like all the very little things you can see in data, like I can say something like when a stock is halted nowadays, you have to see how the data comes from there, because there are no bars which are printing, so you have to adjust a lot of strategy based on that. What if you have a trading signal which is just before the halt, and you actually the stock opens 100% higher. I mean, there are recent examples about this. So you have to be, you have to really know how to collect data. I mean, how to use it, and you have to do this on your own. So that's the only way you can get deeper and deeper and understand everything about what you want. I mean, how to you have to connect your data or the things you're collecting with the trading approach you want, if you say so. Because like this graph, I'm literally trading for 3 hours maximum per day. It's like 4:30 to 7, and I guess that's the basics, and into like achieving such a graph. I mean, this graph is done like not by observing the market for the whole day. All the work is done like pre-market. I've spent like at least 3 to 4 months, because I was really angry that trading was not working for me, and I had to figure out how. So I started collecting all kinds of data. I started writing all my trades. I started using, as I said, Python with Polygon. I started pulling all kinds of data, where I'm going out, where I'm going in, and all this. It's not crazy stuff, but you have to analyze every aspect of your process. So my simple process is that I just want to exploit some inefficiency about the market, and most of the time, if you go through my trades, they're just symbol stocks that have gone that made some parabolic movement. So I'm not interested in a lot for now, like in multi-day runners. I'm not interested a lot in something that goes only 30% up or 40% up. And you have to just constantly work on the process, just to improve every aspect of it. You just cannot give up on anything. I mean, from the entry to the exit, you have to check if it aligns with your strategy, because my strategy is built in Excel, so I have to be really sure that I'm really taking the trade in the right point and exiting at the same point I have backtested. And I just wanted to add something, that it's really not useful to at this point to listen to other people, because everyone has a different strategy, and of course, I mean, I'm not saying my strategy is super good or anything. Just there are things that you cannot implement in your strategy. Let's say all the people say you have to cut your position before late day squeezes or something like this, and I'm not doing this. Why? Because I'm not in front of the computer. I don't want to spend this time in front of the computer just waiting to see how the action develops. And this is the graph you see. I mean, this is purely systematic, and I'm doing only the things I've backtested. Anything that is outside of my backtest is really out. I mean, I just don't do it. And I found that this is a way to start like making money, if I say so, because I'm really in the beginning of my trading journey, or at least I accept it as, because this is really like a year and 9 months, I guess, something like this. And most of the people I see in Twitter, they have traded for like 6 years, 10 years, and so on. So you have to just find an edge, understand what really an edge is, and just make sure you're doing it the same way you discovered it. You cannot bypass any aspects. I mean, I'm trading. Obviously, if you look through my trades, I'm trading only small caps. So in small caps, if you're emotional, like I got some graphs I will show later. But if you're emotional, you would really do bad, because the whole market I've seen in my eyes like moves in some kind of traps, and the ranges that are created are really easy to force you to make a mistake. I mean, I think this is the biggest edge in small caps, that people are just falling for any rapid price movements, and they're making mistakes for that. And I can say that I think that I'm exploiting this by my strategy.
Sounds very good. I'm really curious to get into some charts as well. If you want to pull up one or two charts, if there's anything give away, any tips for beginners, looking forward to seeing what you've got here, and a little bit of a deeper dive into how you're making this 100K.
Okay, I will go like in the process of my whole strategy with very few graphs, because it's very easy to explain why I'm doing this in the way I do it. And in all the graphs you would see, it's like a stock is just going parabolic for some time. So I can pinpoint, of course, some of the just a second. I just want to share something I've seen, and why I'm trying. My whole strategy is trying to avoid it. So let's say we break down the price movement of this is dual, and it was like, I think 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6 days ago, when the stock recently started moving. So what do you get like for action? So there is literally, I think a lot of guys are making a mistake. I mean, if you're not winning money, because the guys who are winning money, they know what to do. But when a stock is going up so rapidly, so there are a lot of pullbacks, like this one, of course, like this one, and so on, in which I found that no matter what strategy you build, let's say you build a strategy that you want to enter after the last 5 closes are broken down. Let's say you want to enter here. There always be examples in which they will just rip it higher to like maybe stop you here, and there will always be examples in which the stock does this. So it's just like let's say this is a trap. I mean, of course, this is like a short trap, because they're booking shorts like here, and they set some level, or maybe there is some daily level. I don't really care. I mean, I'm using literally 0 daily levels and 0 indicators. I mean, I just don't use any indicators in my strategy. So the whole market moves like this. Is this is, for example, a bull trap. It's like the stock is breaking down, it instantly goes down. So no matter in which side you play, either you play long or short. Let's say this is the fake out. This is the moment they trap another short, because somebody has this setup in which the stock is building lower walls, and it breaks down. So they are stopping. Longs are starting to be interested because the stock is going higher. So what happens next? The stock goes down. So everything in my eyes just moves in traps. So after I've seen so many graphs, I mean, I spent at least like maybe a month or so looking at all the it's very easy to just pull all the days in which some stock have ripped higher. So the conclusion I came to was, I don't want to participate in any of them. I mean, I'm not just, if you see the timeline, this is the time I really get out of the room I'm trading. I mean, I just cannot follow any action after that. And even here at 12, I'm just not really following action. So I'm not here just to watch what does the stock does here. So it does something like double top and it starts failing, and someone will say, okay, it's breaking down some trend line and whatever. So I found a way to just enter anywhere. I mean, just it's best to use the first. Many traders you might say that it's the front side, but you never know where the front side is, because what if the stock comes here and breaks down? So you never know where the front side ends. So after seeing the chart for the daily, it's very easy for some traders to say, okay, this was the front side. Why are you shorting here? Why are you shorting here? Why are you shorting here? Or even here? Or even here? It's because it's a system trade for me. It's somewhere there in my Excel file, and I've seen that this short has an edge. Okay, of course, there will be stocks which will be going higher. There will be stocks which I literally top tick and they die like 50%. So I just approach trading in this style. I just don't want to do anything about short traps, long traps, or I don't want to cut any of my position because the stock is going higher. And this is really a hard part of trading, because recently I've been, of course, as you saw that I've dropped below 6 figures, and I hit some drawdown, and it is no surprise, because in September we had a lot of runners. Like some stocks are closing 200-300% above the previous day close. So there is nothing I want to do about it. The only thing I want to make sure is that my account doesn't go to zero, and I manage the risk. For example, the September was the worst month since I started trading these small caps, and it ended being only 10% drawdown for myself. So I think, I mean, at least I found this good for myself, of course.
So just looking at the strategy, it's really, really interesting. So obviously you're shorting small caps, you're shorting parabolic moves on small caps. Do you have any other, without giving too much away, because I don't want you to give your strategy away completely, this is just to help others learn, but do you have any other indicators, such as, you don't have any indicators, I know, but are you looking at daily? Are you looking at float? Are you looking at news? Are you looking at hot sectors? Are you looking at institutional ownership? Violence?
Yeah, I can say a few words about this. And I never look about news. The only way I would consider any news, it's only if stock is merging, or it's some acquisition or some merger type of trade, and this is only for gappers. I mean, there are very few examples in which stock goes parabolic upwards, and after that there is some news that the stock is getting bought from some, I don't know, institution or whatever. So I'm focusing literally zero on any news. And believe me, before I started being consistent, I would really go and read the news, because at some point you're just curious. Let's say you want to just see what the news is that the stock is going up. And at this moment, I was in the group I was telling you about that they also had this systematic approach. And after that, I see a few guys write in Discord and say, oh gosh, this is so good news. This thing is going 100, 300, 500% up. This cannot be stopped. This is the best news any stock is having. The sector is so hot. It's like China. It's marijuana or whatever you want you want. Just this is something that I cannot really say you can backtest in time. I mean, okay, I'm pulling, obviously, I'm pulling stocks which made parabolic movement of, let's say, 40, 50, 60, and above movement, above 40%, for example. And I never analyze any news. So why should I include this news in my process? It doesn't make sense.
No, it breaks the process. The process doesn't work because you're not following the backtest, and you're not following the backtest news, so you can't forward just the news. It doesn't work like that. I mean, are you, in terms of risk, are you putting a hard stop in there? Because obviously you've got an execution. You know that you're putting a stop in based on your systematic formula. It's like 20%, 60% away. It could be a wide stop, could be a close stop. But are you putting the stop in and walking away, or?
I can say for stops that I think this is the maybe biggest stage I can just pull out. And if you're trying to play small caps with small stops, and small stop is like 20 to 40%, it would mean I don't think it would work for yourself, because as I was showing, you just enter here to get stop out here. You just enter here, but you don't make enough money to the close, or even up to here. You just can't make for the max loss you already taken. So the way I really spent time thinking how to approach this was that I really want to be in the most possible way in the move until the market closes. I think this is the sentence which is the breakthrough about the strategy. And this is only by doing really wide stops. I mean, I know that I don't think anyone does this. I'm really sure. But if you enter here, what does your stop has to be, so that you're not stopped here or whatever? So it's going to be like 50% at least. What about if you enter at the open? Let's say this was a gapper. So your stop has to be how much? 120%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go through all the data you're having, and you want to make sure that you're in the move. You don't want to fall for any of the traps. You don't want to fall for, like, okay, this stock is reading another 1,000% higher, or this stock is like making too many short traps, so I just want to long it or whatever. My bias is never changed. I mean, I'm playing only short. I never really play any long. And as I said, I'm just doing only the things I've backtested. I can also stress few points out, because the market really, I think it changed this year. And what worked really good in 2023 was to enter with the whole size in let's say the first spot possible. Let's say you figure out some kind of backside. As I said, you just short something like here or whatever. I mean, this stock is obviously it had some I don't know. I mean, this is the type of action you will constantly see in small caps. Some traders will think this is exhaustion, because the stock pulled out a lot of volume on 1 minute chart. Also, it closed lower. It created some wick. So this is like a weak pattern or something. Some other traders might draw some I don't know, maybe trend lines, and see that the stock is closing below them, like here. So the stock is falling below the trend line, and they just say, okay, this is going down, and start let's say they exit here because they're risking this high, and just to get stopped and to like lose maybe 20%. But in the end, what would have happened? They would have won like 10%. Okay, so this is 1 to 2. So this is what I do in like 13 years. I just bet money with some odds, and I accept these odds. I accept the outcome, and I just want to be in the whole time, because this is the process, and this is the thing I've backtested. and this is the edge I can see in small caps.
I think that's perfect. And I think we'll close up there. I think you've given more than enough value, more than enough way to help a lot of people on the next steps. The only one thing that I would say is if you're going to do a strategy like this with a weight stop, make sure you use the appropriate size for that stop, and make sure you can take the stop, because it's not easy to take a 60% stop because you're like, it's up so much, it's up even more. But make sure this guy can take the stop. Make sure you can take the stop. But do you have any final tips, any words of wisdom to close out?
Yeah, I will show you like the implementation of what I'm talking about. And I randomly found this because I really don't take I don't analyze the data in screenshots, but I just write everything in Excel. But you can see that the sound stock opened, it is PRTG. So it opened, I think it was some high gapper. So I just center in few sizes. I never really got stop out, so I waited till the whole move faded as I covered. And here you can see like I started entering near the open of what's this VI or something like this. Yeah, I'm not really good in reading the stock names. So you can see that here, if this is not mistake, because sometimes I would try to enter right before the trigger. I mean, the trigger I call the trade I want to enter. But let's say I enter 5 seconds earlier, just to see, because I'm thinking that it would be valid for myself. I mean, it would be the 1, not the 0. And it turns out that it's very slightly negative for some reasons, for some of my for my approach. And I might cut it, but here you can see these are definitely some max stops. So you can see literally a max stop at the top. So I can do anything about it. I mean, it just stops me out, and that's it. I accept the outcome. When I first entered, I accept the outcome that I'm either getting stopped or I'm covering with the day close. I mean, this is. I don't really think I can share anything outside. I mean, the whole process, you can see that it is developed based on this. So this is something I would consider a good execution for myself. I mean, I had valid trades later, like on the like a week after that. I would go through after I pull all the trades I had. I mean, I pull the data. I would go and see if I made any mistake, because when I'm having like 10, 12 trades in this example, I might miss something, or I might as you see, I might make a mistake and enter too early, just to see that the trade isn't valid any longer for myself. So I would make sure that anything I got in my database is exactly the same I'm executing. This is very important, because I want to be perfectly sure that this is the edge I want to apply to the market. So I got one more graph, and I mean it just points exactly all the things I just said. I mean, something's going up, so I just make entries. This was some gapper. I think it was the day before it got to like $130 pre-market. So I just enter my positions, all the trades I have in my database, and just cover at the end of the day. So something I actually want to stress about new traders, and I just found this post from yesterday. Of course, I lost money on this stock, because it had a valid trade for myself, and although it came down a lot and I was in a profit at some point, I took the loss because it closed near the highs. But the thing I think people are just falling about is that the get rich quick topic. I mean, they see this and they see opportunities like to invest 10,000 and get to like 10 million in one trade or something like this. And I don't think this would really work for anyone. I mean, the edge is not created in this way. All the edge just stacks with time. So we have to be really patient. You have to really take only the things you know are working. Never really take. I mean, I literally have zero discretionary trades in like the past 2 years. I mean, it's either valid or not. And I guess the people's psychology is built this way because they're just seeing opportunities, but they don't know how to seize them, and they just fall into the market trap. I guess this is most of the beginners' mistake.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, that I'm really tight on risk. And I mean, I think that I would get a lot of criticism about the charts you saw earlier, but I know why they're working. And if people make deep enough calculations how to approach all the entries I have, they will understand also what is the edge, because it just looks like I'm averaging indefinitely. Like if the stock goes up to $100, I would still be entering in it, and this is not true. This is definitely not true.
Makes full sense. I fully appreciate your time. I fully appreciate the value. I think it looks like a fantastic setup, and you've obviously executed it with data behind you, and the most important thing is the risk. So great job. I hope to get you back on at 500,000. Hope to get you back on at 1 million.
Yeah.
Is any final thing you might want to pass on? Any final tip to new traders, and then we'll close out.
Well, I would say only to traders who are really struggling, preserve your capital and do not trade unless you understand where you got an edge. Just I don't see a point in doing it. It's just like playing roulette. I mean, you know that the casino wins from it, but you're just doing it because you're either impatient or something like this. You just want to win a lot of money in a short span of time. It just doesn't work this way.
Yeah.
And my method in trading, I think it proves my thinking.
No, look, and that's good advice from a 6-figure poker player and a 6-figure trader. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll catch up again soon.